This is Premier Palace Hotel, and where we usually stay, Premier Rus Hotel. And we will show you around, we will show you the currency exchange, we will show you what are the prices in Kyiv, and what a beautiful sunny weather today that will help you with us.
Hello guys! Here is the Independence Square, and there is the heart of Kyiv city. There are a lot of things to see. There are a lot of restaurants with Ukrainian national food, and not only. Also, you can find Italian and Georgian, and possible you will find even something more interesting. There are a lot of shoppings here. Downstairs there is a big shopping mall. You can buy their brands from the whole world. Also, there are hotels where you can live in. Welcome to our Kyiv! You can rent apartment, you can live in Hayat or Ukraine or Dnipro or Khreshchatyk, and I'm sure you will like all these places. Now we are in a very beautiful restaurant with a great view. You can look it right now. And as you see, everything is available. Restaurants are open, squares are open, and our Kyiv staff and people in Ukraine are waiting for you very, very much. Welcome to our Kyiv.
One of my most favorite places is this new pedestrian bridge, which was recently opened. It is connecting the Arch of Friendship of all nations together with St. Volodymyr Hill, which is right there. The bridge gives you a wonderful view to the city center on one side and the Dnieper River on the other. Even the weather is welcoming you. Let's also walk through the streets of Vozdvizhenka and take a look at this nice but a little bit fake historical building.
Hello guys, my name is Victoria. I'm office manager of AFA Kyiv office. I'm happy to greet you finally. We reopened, we start our full functioning work. We attracted many new ladies profiles. We had a service like Skype calls, video calls to help you to be in contact with people and women you like and whom you plan to meet in the future in Kyiv when the flights will be resumed. And I'm sure that ladies are willing and ready to finally go for dates and communicate with you in real time, in real life.
You are very welcome.
Our favorite McDonald's is open, so we are ready to go and try our favorite Big Mac. Welcome!
I'm coming to you from sunny Odessa, where everything is open. The quarantine is pretty much over. They're in green zone right now, which means the infections are down. As you can see, all the restaurants are open. We're going to take a look around. Now I'm going to address some of the questions you're going to be asked for when you start meeting these Ukrainian women. The main question, the number one question you're going to be asked first off all the time is, why do you seek a woman from Ukraine? You know, everybody's answer is pretty much the same as far as I know. You're going to have to be prepared for these types of questions because you're going to be asked. Now, like I said, your answer is going to probably be different from my answer, but the way I respond to that is with honesty. I let them know that I like that Ukrainian women still have that family, traditional family morals. I like that Ukrainian women still like to be feminine. They still like to dress like women. They like to act like women. You walk the streets in here in Odessa, and you can just see the difference in how they walk, how they carry themselves. I miss that back home. You know, they still like to wear dresses. They like to wear heels. They, like I said, they like to dress like women. I have daughters, I have sisters, I have a mom. I'm not going to knock all American women, obviously, and I tell them this. But the women that I've encountered, they don't have the femininity that Ukrainian women have. So this is how I respond. But like I said, your response may differ from mine, but you answer the way you want to answer. But they're going to ask you that, so be prepared. It's something personal. How you doing tonight? Welcome to Monday night's webcast from a Foreign Affair. I'm Joe Gregory. You guys just watched me just now. Yeah, I was just over there in Ukraine for 3 weeks. And during my trip over there, I met up with Dave. If most of you remember, we did a big fundraiser for Dave, who passed away a couple of months ago. I met with his widow and his kids. It was a fun time. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, coming from Nina, that's Dave's widow, she cannot express how thankful she is with all the love and the donations that you guys sent in. It was overwhelming, and from the bottom of my heart, really, you guys have been great. In fact, just a couple of days ago, a Foreign Affair received a check because the GoFundMe account has stopped, so we can send the money over to Nina. But this client just felt he needed to donate, and he sent in a $500 check into the office. I mean, it was great, guys. I don't know what else to say. From myself, from John, and everybody else here at A Foreign Affair, we really want to thank you, because you guys really went the extra yard on that. We raised over $7,000 for Nina and her 3 daughters, who I got to meet as well, and the baby, Sophie, she was leading me around by the finger, and Nina was telling me that's how she used to do what she used to do with her dad. So that money's going to go to good use. It really is. Right now, you guys know that there's a tour going on in Ukraine. Anna Sochi is over there doing it. That's why she's not hosting tonight's show. And Dina's on vacation, so I'm sorry, you got me. You know, live with it. I'm not so bad. I know I'm not easy to look at like Anna and Dina, but I'm okay. We got a couple of questions I'll go to right now. Is the next Ukraine tour sold out yet? I was just informed tonight by Michelle that it is. So you can actually go onto a waiting list if you want, because there, you know, sometimes stuff happens and guys have to drop out. So if you want to call Michelle, call her tomorrow and get on the waiting list. Okay. Also, are there going to be any tours to Belarus? Unfortunately, there's no plans to do any tours to Belarus at the moment basically because of the political climate. They're not so welcoming to, you know, us going over there and doing tours. So at the moment, no, there are no plans to do tours in Belarus. Okay, yeah, you're right. I have been doing trips over there for a decade. Lego, yeah, you're right. I've been doing them for 10 years. I've been over there 26 times. And you could see on this video, I went over there to meet a special lady. That's Olga. She's fantastic. She's on the website. I'm not going to tell you what her profile number is. I can't remember it. So, but no, Olga is fantastic. We had a great time. She actually came over to Odessa to meet with me, and yeah, we're still talking. In September, we're going to meet up again. So, hi, Olga, if you're watching. But like I was saying, right now there's a tour going on. Anna Soshi's doing Kyiv, Kharkov at the moment. I think the guys are in Kharkov, if I do believe. From what I'm hearing, both socials went fantastic. A lot of women showed up, a lot more than what we were expecting. Because a lot of times when we call these women, only a percentage actually show up at the actual social. That's in the past. This time, just about everyone who they called showed up. Who'd have known, you know? I guess the girls wanted to meet the guys as much as the guys wanted to meet the girls, because it was a fun time. But we actually have a video, from what I'm being told, that was done by our own Anna Soshi, and also from the manager of Kyiv, which is Victoria. So we're going to take a look at that, come back to you in a few minutes. Enjoy.
Hi guys, here we are. My name is Anna and this is Victoria, our wonderful Kyiv office manager, and we're going to talk about our first social that we just had here in Kyiv, Ukraine, right after pandemic. So it was a very different experience. What do you think, Victoria? How different was that for you?
Hello guys. Yes, it was definitely something new, some new experience for all of us, both for administration and those people who organize it. And I believe for those ladies and guys who came to us after such a big period of no tours in Ukraine. So we changed somewhat what we are doing, and the format was a little bit different because we had to keep a social distance. We needed to keep a track of like check temperature, wear masks, use sanitizers, remind people not to get too crowded and stand close to each other. So it was a little bit more work for those who prepare this event, but we did our best, and I hope in general it was good. So far we have a few positive feedbacks. And I believe it was nice. Location is new. We had more space, bigger room, and more big tables where people can sit on a distance from each other, but still can hold communication, have a good conversation. And also this venue was located in park area. Beautiful park, and many couples who just like each other, they had a chance not just to dance, to be inside of the building, but also enjoy beautiful scenery and a more quiet atmosphere when they need a small break from all of this, you know, let's say crowd, because there are still many people inside. So I believe in general it was good. What is your impression?
Well, it was definitely successful social. You know, at first I was a little concerned because there is a new format. We had to do a lot of adjustment. You know, getting ready for this first after pandemic social. We didn't have anything going on for a year and a half as far as tour gatherings. We did have some individual clients traveling to Ukraine, and we had good positive experience, of course. But we're not sure what to do as far as the pandemic and make sure everybody's safe, because the safety is the priority for us. So we had to limit the number of tour participants to ensure that we can maintain social distance and comply with the local guidelines, which is what 75% occupancy. Tour was sold out way in advance, like months prior. As soon as we announced we're having a tour, everybody just signed up. So by the way, guys, if you're thinking about joining a tour in the future, you might want to sign up like right away, because those tours are being sold out quickly. So you don't want to drag that till the last moment, and we would have to unfortunately decline future sign-ups. Some of the guys that decided to jump in at the last moment. We'll do our best to help them, but unfortunately they were not able to join the tour because of the limited capacity. But anyway, so there was a lot of ladies attending, approximately what we expected, even probably a little bit more. Of course, all the ladies were beautiful. I think they were even more beautiful than before the pandemic because, you know, they put special effort into preparation to the social. Everybody came in such beautiful dresses, and just standing there watching those women coming in, and you know, being a woman myself, I just judged their dresses like, oh, so nice. I wish I'd have that dress or shoes. They're so lovely. And guys were very impressed. I talked to them during the social, after the social, and all of them said the same things. They were really impressed by the quality of the women that came to that social. And the main impression that the women gave me after the social, that there was not enough men, which I had to explain to them. We do have more men, they're waiting to come, we just couldn't accommodate everybody, at least for the first tour. We need to see how things go. It was a little experimental thing for us. And as Victoria said, we had to do things a little differently, maintain social distance. The format was a little bit similar to speed dating event, not quite, but people would sit at the table. In the past, well, like in Kyiv, we just do mingle and people walk in a room and talk to different people, but would have to somewhat, restrict moving from table to table, so people can sit down, talk to everybody, then move to the next table, so we have, so we can maintain the, maybe not approximately 6 feet distance or, as best as it gets.
Yeah.
So when you were calling those women and inviting them to the social, what response were you getting? Were they concerned about coming to the large event like that?
Be honest, many women kept calling us and begging us, please invite us for the social in a big advance. It was even a few months ago in winter time. I got many calls, and ladies keep asking me, when are we going to have a next social? I would like to participate. Please call me when you know details. And of course, we called most of ladies that we invited in Kyiv, and many of them really were happy. Maybe a few ladies were a little bit concerned about that, and we said, of course, it's your choice. We don't make anyone, we don't put pressure on anyone in this respect, and we have like option of one-on-one introductions for our tour guys. So we said, okay, we have many nice men, and we will invite you for single introductions. So we are still in touch, and they're ready to meet people like foreigners. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I don't think we have any problem scheduling individual dates for guys, and if some women are concerned, attending a large social event, it's fine. We just, as Victoria said, we're just going to schedule one-on-one dates. It's not a problem. Guys sending us their list in advance, so we scheduling some dates, so women already waiting, anticipating meeting those guys.
Yeah, so as for preparation, it was also a little bit different because this time we needed a bigger venue, a bigger room, and of course we had found it, but
Victoria can perform miracles.
Thank you, but it was not a nightclub as usual.
Which is probably actually, I like the venue that Victoria found, because I think it had combination of everything we needed, so people could both dance if they wanted to. If they wanted to sit down, there were plenty of available tables to sit down and have a conversation with women. We could, again, maintain social distance in cases when we needed to, and the staff could be there. We could, make sure when the women enter the room, we could check the temperature and do everything we needed to do. So the room will not be crowded. Nobody would stand in line, enter in the room. So again, make sure everything was done safely and secure.
Yes. The only difference, actually, it's a concert hall with a big stage. So we had a great opportunity to make an entertainment program for our gentlemen. We had belly dance, and I saw these sparkling eyes. I believe guys really enjoyed it. We also had our beautiful MC who did some competitions for our ladies and men, some dancing, some, lottery, some prizes. The only difference that was that on the bar we had no alcohol cocktails. So of course, we ordered.
You're not going there to drink. If you want to do that, plenty of bars can take you to your bar after the social. There was champagne, and of course, for the ladies, for the guys, and if like so. Drinks like that, but no hard liquor, which is fine. I mean, again, it's probably a good thing because you don't want to be all liquor up and just have the smelly breath and leaning over your date and doing that. It's not a good thing. Especially alcohol might be a big problem for for a lot of women that maybe experienced dating people with some alcohol addiction in the past, so they don't want new husband being alcoholic also. So it's good that we just kept it to champagne. I think it's a safe thing to do.
Yes, we ordered all the food and snacks, appetizers from catering company. So it was both fruits, some food, healthy, yes, some desserts, and of course water, soda, and champagne in a big amount. So people, because it's summertime, everyone want to drink a lot. So we tried our best to order as much as possible drinks to make people feel comfortable. So in this respect, it's even better than you are ordering this not in the nightclub, from the nightclub, but you are controlling yourself. You can buy a little bit extra of what you really think you may need, like water in this case, and be sure that you will not have to go to the supermarket and buy some extra when you are in short of, you have no champagne anymore or whatever. So you can plan everything in advance by your own, on your own, and don't depend on nightclub who will offer you some plan, but this plan may be good or not good. So
at the end of the day, everything was run smoothly. Thanks to Victoria and our wonderful Kyiv staff, there were no issues or hiccups. Again, I was a little concerned and worried because it was again new experience for us. Post-pandemic social was different, but I think it was a big success, and I'm very thankful for Victoria and the staff for all the amazing job they did, and I'm sure all the guys said thank you after the social as well. At least I've heard a lot of those thank yous myself. So
my pleasure. I really hope that when you exert so many efforts and time, because preparation, it's not one day work. It's like we start preparations about 1 month in advance. So yeah,
all those sleepless nights for you.
For all of us.
No, I was sleeping that month. You were doing the work before the tour, so I was sleeping.
Yeah, so yeah, when we have these positive feedbacks, both from men and women, it's really those rewards that we are dreaming about. It makes you feel so good, and makes you inspire you to do even a better job next time. So yeah, I saw many couples. I even have pictures of how many couples really get together during this evening. So it's not about just seeing the group of people inside, but I saw some couples that wanted to talk privately, and they tried to go a little bit, where there is not so many people, or go outside and walk a little bit around. So it was really nice to see these couples, and they were smiling, they were communicating, exchanging numbers and hugging. Some of couples I saw. So really, it's
those dark hours in the park. I cannot see that.
Yeah, so it was nice. I believe we will have some positive results after this.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, so we just again had our first social under belt. So we're on to Kharkov, so we'll see how things will go in Kharkov. For now, some guys will stay in Kyiv, have their individual dates. Victoria would be happy to assist them and help to create new couples. So we'll see how things unfold and where life takes those couples to. Let's see what we're going to have in Kharkov. I'll keep you guys updated on that, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.
That was Victoria and Anna Sochi, you know, from the webcast. Victoria is the manager over there in Kyiv. You know, those girls over there, they really do a good job. You know, Victoria and her team, Olga, Helen, they do an amazing job. And it's not that easy to set up all of this, you know, to get all the guys' requests of the women they would like to see at the social, to setting up the social, and there's a lot of things going on in the background that you don't really need to know, but you know, they do a great job. And the things that they were touching on actually is what I want to actually touch on tonight. You know, the things to be successful during these tours. Guys, one thing I can say is AFA, you know, puts everything in front of you. They provide everything. The women at the social, one guy actually, Shannon, just said, interested in women 45 to 49. Seems that there are a lot of younger women. Not sure if the gap is good. The woman that you actually see me walking right there, Shannon, the one with the nope on her shirt. Actually, it's a funny story because when she bought the shirt, she thought it said hope, but of course it says nope. But she's 48. She's 48 years old, and she looks fantastic, you got to admit. Okay, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm 60 years old, so I don't really go after the younger women. But that's what I was getting at, is that at these socials, we give a good age gap. There are younger women, yes. That's because some guys on our tour are younger than us, so we have to provide that. But there are women from, you know, from 20 all the way up to, we have them in their 50s. We even have had women in their 60s. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. There's a pretty good age gap. But to be successful on these tours, we need you to participate, if you know what I mean. You know, we're going to provide everything for you, and it's up to you to take the step to go over there and talk to the woman. We can't hold your hand during that time. You know, you really have to take the initiative. But don't worry. I mean, I was married as well for a very long time, over 20 years. And when I got back into the dating game, I was completely lost. Didn't know, I thought the whole dating scene was crazy from how I remembered it. So, you know, I stumbled along the way. But during these socials, you know, we have a couple of icebreakers that, you know, we'll provide for you, you know, just so you can break the ice and you know, get down there and talk with these women. But I've been to so many socials, guys, where I've seen guys, you know, we call them wallflowers, they're just standing there. And I kind of have to give them a little bit of a push to get them to go over there and talk to the woman. And if we can't get them to do that, then I'll just stand there and ask them, what kind of woman are you looking for? And usually your translator, who has been to previous socials, they can usually tell you, well, wait a minute, I know Tatiana. She fits that description right to the T. You know, you got to use your translator too. You know, she's your girl Friday. Bounce things off her. What we usually like to do during socials is, because sometimes we'll have new translators that have never done a social before. They've done translating but never done a social. So what we'll usually do is we'll get the more veteran translators to be with the newer guys, and then the more seasoned guys that have been on multiple tours, we'll give them the newer translators, just so it makes it fair, so the blind isn't leading the blind. Okay, let me read a couple of your questions here. Tom's asked me, good evening, Tom, do I ever do tours in China or Thailand? Is John still here? Let me see if I can get you up to. No, I haven't. I've done a tour in Colombia, loved it. They do tours kind of differently in other countries, especially in Colombia. The socials are smaller, smaller number of guys as well, and it's more structured. Meaning what will, Maria, who does a fantastic job in Colombia, hello to Maria if you're watching. Maria, she has control. She really does, but she does it in a way that's so smooth. You know, she will bring the guys in. The guys will all go sit at a table. All the tables are numbered. And your translator will actually talk to you before the social, get to know you a little bit. She'll write things down, get to know what you're looking for. And then she'll bring you in to the social, sit you down, and she'll start introducing you to all the ladies. Of course, she's speaking Spanish. If you speak Spanish, I don't. But if you speak Spanish, great. I mean, if you speak Russian, great. If you speak Chinese, great. I mean, you're one step, you know, ahead of everybody else if you can speak it, you know, speak the language. But so what happens there is you get to know all these girls at the table, at every single table. After about 15, 20 minutes, Maria gets on the mic. She announces that everybody has to get up, move to the next table. And you get to meet all the women at the social like that. What you're watching right now is a contest they have, you know, halfway through through their social. And there's also a dance contest. It's a salsa dance contest. I lost. I took a couple of lessons, but never really got the hang of it. But Colombia is great. Yeah, but yeah, to answer your question, Tom, I would love to go to China and Thailand and Peru. You know, I'd like to go to them all, really. Mark, hey, is that your new girlfriend? I'll ask her tonight, okay, Mark? I'll be talking to her tonight. Let's see here. Like when you're showing the Native women, much different. Yes, Okay, hey, Sly, long time no talk to. I'm still waiting for you to come on a tour, man. I really am. In fact, you were supposed to go on, I believe, September of 2019, and you didn't. You know, I was really disappointed, but I'm hoping you come on one soon. You know, I hope you're doing well, man. But guys, getting back to, you know, to making, well, helping us make you successful. Okay, we can bring the women to you, you know, but I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're going over to Ukraine, Slavic women, I'm sure you've read it in their profiles, they're looking for a real man. All right, that does not mean they're looking for somebody who's 6'4", 220 pounds. Okay, they want a man who can actually make decisions, who actually can take the initiative, who can make, you know, choices, who can make decisions. You know, for you to send your translator over to a table and your translator asks the woman, hey, Tanya, yeah, this guy that's standing over there, he'd like to meet you. The girl will probably go up there and talk to you, but she would respect you a lot more if you went over there and talked to her. Like Victoria and Anna were just saying on this video, guys, if it's too loud in these socials, and sometimes it does get like that, if it's too loud, you can get up and go outside. This new venue that they're having the social at, great place it looks like. I mean, I've never been there. It's the first time we used it. It's, you know, it's a little bit of a drive from the hotel, yes, but so isn't all the other places we use in Kyiv. And so the women have to travel anyway. Most of the women live outside the city, so they have to travel in. So we make sure we actually get a venue that's close to metro, you know, stops, and so that they don't have to always just take a taxi. You know, if it's close to a metro stop, it's a lot easier for them. But, you know, this venue was close to a park, but like Victoria was saying, you know, perfect place to go out there and start, you know, and take a nice quiet walk with one of the ladies. You don't have to stay in there. Guys, the social, I tell the guys all the time when I'm doing the orientation, starting a tour, this is your tour. Okay, if there's anything that you would like, come to us, ask us. Don't be afraid. Okay, this is your tour. You ask. Okay, and we'll make it happen, as long as it's in reason. So, but you got to ask. If there's a problem and you don't tell us, we don't know. All right, you got to remember, we're looking out for you, but we're also, there's a lot of behind the scenes things that are going on that the tour leader has to concentrate on. Okay, so just remember that. All right. Hey Joe, good to see you, man. Brian, yep. One question: is it safe to travel to Mexico when to meet a lady? I haven't heard anything. We do get ENSs. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that because I am a police officer. But we haven't heard any bad news lately down there. There was a problem some time ago that people were being advised, if you're going to Cancun, stay in the resorts, don't travel outside the resorts. But I haven't heard anything like that for a while. So, but it's good to talk to you, Brian. Gerald, will there be a social in Mexico? Nothing is planned right now for the Playa del Carmen. You can go down there. There is an affiliate down there that will do. You can go down there, do a Latin club, I believe it's called, or meet a young lady. But yeah, no tours right now that are planned. Okay. So getting back to the current tour in Ukraine, that video that you just watched with Anna and Victoria, that was shot on the weekend. And since then, there's been a lot of guys that have actually stayed behind in Kharkov. That's going to happen. And guys, we get sometimes I will get a client in the first city that comes to me and says, hey, Joe, yeah, I met this girl. I'm into her 100%. I'm not sure if I want to go to the next city. Let me tell you right now, I'm going to do everything I can to talk you into going to the next city. Okay? Because, yes, you met this woman, and that's great, but you haven't given yourself a chance to explore everything else that the tour has to offer. And that's what I'm going to express to you. Now, let me tell you, there's been times when the guys have gone to the next city. They haven't had a good time because they can't stop thinking about Svetlana back in Kyiv. That's fine. We will get you back to Kyiv to get to meet that, to spend more time with that girl. But give yourself a chance to get to see the other cities, guys. Do not stay behind, no matter how badly the woman begs you to stay behind. You know what you can do? You can actually blame it on us. Just say, I'm sorry, I joined the tour, and AFA tells me I have to go to the next city. So let me at least go to the next city. I'll fulfill my obligation, then I can get back to you. All right. Hey, Joe, I'm planning to go to the Philippines in 2022. Good. All right, Mark. So you're going to Cebu? Is it Cebu? Sabal? Oh, that's great. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, you should have a good time. Like I was saying at the beginning, I just went over to Ukraine. They did require me to show a negative COVID test. I had to show it when I landed in Istanbul, and I had to show it again when I landed in Kyiv. That was the only criteria I had to fulfill. There was nothing else that I had a problem with at all. They did require me to wear the mask on the plane and in the airport at all times. I got used to it. As hard as it was, I did get used to it. When I was in Ukraine, though, hardly anyone wearing masks around, which was very liberating to see. All the restaurants were open. It felt good. It felt like old times. Okay, Eddie, we talked a couple of weeks ago. Yes, we did, Eddie. I remember when you were in Ukraine, and now I'm going to, you're going to Colombia, Medellin. Any advice? Let yourself have a good time. That's the only advice I can give you, Eddie. Don't let little things get to you. And the reason why I say that, guys, is I see where one guy will be writing to a girl. He'll be writing to her for a couple of months. I gotta meet this girl. Gotta meet her. You know, she's the one. I know she's the one. You know, everything she writes, you know, we have the same things in common, which is great. Okay. But it's completely different when you meet in person. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay? And then what will happen is sometimes the guy will meet her. You know, there's no chemistry. They have they do have those things in common, but there just isn't any chemistry. And now he is disappointed. And he's disappointed for the rest of the trip. And you can't let that get to you. Okay? It's happened to me. It's happened to other guys. Okay? You got to move on. All right, because let me tell you something, because if you're at a party, if you're at one of these socials, and a woman, you catch the eye of some lady, and she sees that you're just miserable standing over there, you know, body language, you know, speaks 1,000 words, guys. You have to let yourself have a good time, you know. Plus women, and they come up to me and say, there's nobody here. Is your eye that you would like to go over and talk to? I find that hard to believe. Joe, where did you stay at when you went to see Nina? Actually, yeah, Nina, if Nina's Dave's widow, she lives in Botava. I went to Botava and I stayed at the Palazzo. And Mark, let me tell you, they have put so much money into this hotel. If any of you guys who have been to Poltava and been to Palazzo, it's a great hotel. It's been great, and even in the past. But now they have outdoor seating along the sidewalk. If you remember, Mark, how, you know, when you drive up to the hotel, you drive on that side of the hotel, and that's where everyone leaves, drops you off. Well, now that whole sidewalk is outdoor dining. The whole dining room now has been remodeled, and downstairs, I know you're thinking downstairs, where's downstairs? Actually, downstairs below the where the restaurant is, used to be a nightclub years ago. They closed it down. Now it's a casino bar. So lots of entertainment there. Great place. The place looks beautiful. You know, it's still nice and comfortable like I remember. I love that hotel. I actually like Botava. Botava, you know, I have a soft spot for. Botava is one of those smaller cities, very quaint. To me, I personally go for the small town girls more so than the big city girls. Even being from Boston, big city, I still go for smaller town girls. I just like their demeanor a lot more. That's just me, though. There's some guys who feel differently, and that's fine. Okay. But yeah, great place, Mark. I'm hoping that, you know, in the future we end up going back to Botava because it's a fantastic spot. We used to have the socials at a club called the Podium Club. It was right, basically across the street, down the street a little bit, maybe, you know, 100 yards. On the top floor of this mall. I guess you can call it a mall. It's on the top floor, and I went up there. That entire whole area has now changed. It used to just be like a bar and a sushi place. Now they've done it all up. Pretty nice. Yeah, not bad. Should go over there. All right. Are there ever tours in December or January in Colombia, and how soon will the 2022 tours open up? Usually the new schedule comes out, John and the rest of the guys, they usually get the tour schedule out somewhere around October, November each year. So you still have a few months before the 2022 tours open up. As far as I know, Kirk, do you know whether or not there's usually any tours to Colombia in December or January?
Not usually, I don't believe.
No, I didn't think so either. Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure they do have them in February, because I was there in, yeah, I was there at the end of January and February of last year, of 2020, just before the whole pandemic hit. So yeah, I guess they do have it. That was in Cartagena. So all right, so guys, I'm going to be switching back and forth here between the questions and what to, you know, basically making yourself successful and helping us making you successful during the tour. So like I was getting at, if there's something, you know, something that you're not getting, something that you would want, make sure you go up to the tour leader. Anyone right now that's doing the tour in Kyiv and Kharkov, they can easily go up to Anna. She's a very personable person. She'll listen to the guys, and they can actually ask her, hey, you know, Anna, can you help me out here? I'm having a little bit of a struggle. Don't feel bad about asking that, because we're there to help you guys, you know. But we can't get the date for you. We can't do the talking for you. You have to do the talking yourself, you know. And saying that, let me give a couple of tips, okay? Ask more questions about her, okay? Ask her about her family. Ask her about where is she from? Kyiv? Where are you from? You from Kyiv originally? Oh, okay. You're from Mariupol. Oh, that's a smaller town. How are things in Mariupol? Just things like that. All right, because I have been on tours, guys, where all hell is breaking loose around us, and the guys were still having the time of their life. Okay, and I'll tell you right now. I'll give you a story. I did the last tour in Lugansk. Yes, the same Lugansk that right now we're Eastern Ukraine, where all the fighting is broken out. We were doing the tour. Nothing was going on at that point, and then this separatists started taking over the government buildings while the tour is happening. This is going on. Okay. I pulled all the guys in. I let them know what was going on. The guys wanted to stay, okay? Even though this was going on, the guys wanted to stay. They said, no, we'll stay. And my suggestion is, okay, we'll stay, but please, guys, don't go too far away from the hotel. What Anna and I did, we had the bus and the bus driver, we had him stay at the hotel. We paid for the bus driver to stay at the hotel, just in case we needed to get out of town real fast. But what I'm getting at is, even with war ready to break out in Lugansk, these guys chose to stay. Okay, so I mean, if anything was going to ruin your tour, a war would be it, don't you think? But not for these guys. You know, and it turned out to be one of the better tours I've been on. That was incredible, incredible. The social was still easily tops, and you know, it was a great tour. Chet wants to know Zaporozhye all the way for me. Yes, Zaporozhye is a great city, and I make it no secret, Chet, that Dnipro, which is only a 50-minute drive from Zaporozhye. Dnipro is my favorite city, guys. Okay, and it's my favorite city because, like I was saying before, I like that small town feel. Even though Dnipro is not really a small town, it's actually the 4th largest city in Ukraine. It goes Kyiv, Odessa, Kharkov, and believe it or not, Dnipro is the 4th largest city. It used to actually be a secret city. If you moved into Dnipro, way back in the Soviet Union days, they would actually, the KGB would check you out. And you couldn't leave the city. And that was because that's where they had a ballistic missile factory in Dnipro that made all the Soviets' ballistic missiles. And I believe they still make rockets there. Not so much the missiles anymore, but the rockets. So, but it's a great town. We usually stay at the Grand. I stayed at the Grand this time when I was there last month. Any of you guys who have been to the Grand in the past, it's changing big time. The street next to it, not the main street that's in front, but the street on the side of it is now no longer a street. It's actually a walk street now. They have fountains in there. It's all done up nicely. And that actual walking street is, they're taking it all the way around the entire hotel. So the whole hotel is going to be surrounded by this park, basically. And all the rooms are being renovated. So I know I'm going on and on and on about things that some of you guys don't care about. Some of you guys do, which I appreciate. But, you know, I get excited when I see, you know, things like this, improvements, because I only have 8 months left, guys, with the police department. Then I'll more than likely be retiring, and who knows, maybe I'll be moving over there. I don't know. You know, I have a lot of options open to me, so we'll see. Keep those questions coming, guys, okay? Anything you want to know. But yeah, I love that question about, you know, I'm glad you asked that question about wanting a, Shandon, that is, you know, you're interested in women who 45 to 49, you know, which brings me back to you being successful over there. The one thing I have guys telling me a lot is yeah, I want somebody 35 to 40, or I only want women that are over 40. I don't want a woman who has kids. I want a woman with kids. You know, I have a lot of, a lot of, you know, guys telling me different things. And then they get into the social. They walk into the social and they completely lose all focus. And the first table with 5 beautiful 20-something-year-olds are sitting there, waving them over, or getting up and pulling them over to their table. That's it. The guy's done. You know, it's like, oh, squirrel, and he's over. You know, he's lost all focus of what he was looking for. You know, a lot of times, yes, it's hard to tell the age of these women, like the woman I was walking with there in the video. A lot of people can't believe that she's, you know, she's 48 years old. But she is. And, you know, the women, they take care of themselves. I love going over there. The women are beautiful. Yes, you will get turned down for dates. It happens to me. It happens a lot of guys. Okay, you got to remember these women are not in a window for window shopping, guys, where you just walk by and say, yeah, I want that one right there, and she has to go with you. Okay, it's her choice as well. So do not get discouraged if it's a woman you want to meet and she comes back with, well, no, you know, he's a little bit too young for me, or he's a little bit too older for me. I'm not interested. Okay, you move on. It happens to you here, I'm sure. I can bet on it that it happens here. Okay, so don't get discouraged there, guys. All right. I was a little hesitant on meeting Olga because when I was seeing photos of her, I thought there's no way that this woman looks this good. You know, it's got to be photoshopped, right? That's what you ask yourself. It's got to be photoshopped. But that's video right there, guys. You're not going to Photoshop that. You know, she was fantastic. And it was her idea to want to hold hands too, you know. I was trying to be a gentleman, but I'm glad she took hold of my hand. I was going to, but I'm glad she took the initiative. Does AFA have a suggested age gap for dating in Ukraine? Eddie, I'm not going to tell you who you should and shouldn't date. Okay, it's not my place. You know in your hearts of hearts that if I don't know how old you are, Eddie, but let's say you're 50 years old. do you really want to be the guy walking down the street with a 21-year-old? And I know what a lot of you guys right now are sitting there saying, hell yeah, I do. Okay? All right, yes. Being with them is one thing, but you got to remember, you know, what are you going over there for? Are you going over there just to have a beautiful woman on your arms? Or are you going over there because you want to meet a potential, you know, life partner? That's what you got to ask. All right. For me, it's a life partner. Okay, that's why, you know, Olga, she's beautiful. She fits the bill. Just to go off track for 5 seconds, you see where we're walking right now, guys? Our cameraman, Victor, who is fantastic, wanted. I said, hey, let's go to a restaurant near the ocean and have lunch. So he goes, oh, I know the perfect place. It's only right down the road here. We walked for almost 30 minutes down this road until we finally came to the spot he was talking about. I was so tired, okay? In fact, at one point, I think you see me carrying Olga on my back because she was getting tired. But getting back to what I was saying, Eddie, I would say no more than 20 years. Okay? Yeah, there I am. 20 years, I think anything over 20 years, you're going into another generation. I think 20 years is fair. All right? But it also depends on your age. All right? So, because if you're, you know, if you're 35, you really can't go down 20 years, can you? So it depends on how old you are, too. All right. Thanks, Sly. I'm glad you saw that. Sly just said she looks like she's into me. I hope so. All right. Gerald wants to know, in my experience, how different are the women in Ukraine from the women I met in Colombia? You know, they have a lot of things in common. I can tell you right now, they're both pretty blunt. They both will tell you what's on their mind. They won't hold back. Both Ukraine and Colombian women. Colombian women and Ukrainian women, both religious. That's important to them. Okay? A lot of things aren't important to them. But religion is, you know. In Ukraine, it's Christian Orthodox, whereas in Colombia, it's Christian Catholic mainly, I guess. But those two things are very, they run deep into both of their DNAs. Where they differ from, you can tell by, you know, Ukrainian women are more slender, obviously, and Colombian women are more, they have more curves on them. That's the two things that I can really notice right off the bat. But other than that, they're both very serious about, especially if they have kids. They have kids, they're very, very careful on who they're dating. Okay? But that's the differences that I can actually see right now, at the moment, that I can come up with. Shandon, I'm worried about women coming to, I guess you're saying America. It seems that they are more glamorous there and will be disappointed here. No, they won't be disappointed. But it brings up a good point, guys. All right. The one thing I've seen a lot is the women over. I'm talking Ukraine. They spend a lot. You could see how glamorous they are. I'm glad you noticed that, Shannon. But they spend the money on their hair, their makeup, their nails. They do have they do go to spas. Okay. I'm not talking about Beverly Hills type of money they spend on themselves, but they do spend money on themselves. They may not have a lot of clothes, but the clothes they have, they take care of very, very well. And if you're going over to Ukraine and you're meeting a woman like this, dude, I've got to tell you right now, expect to be spending that money here, okay? I have heard guys say, she wants to spend that kind of money. She's going to have to get herself a job. If you say that to a woman, you're gonna just get negative feedback. She's gonna turn off. She's not gonna be into you, okay? Remember when I said they look for a real man? A real man will take care of their woman. And guys, let's face it, if you're going over there and you are going after someone so beautiful, don't you want to keep that up? If you have, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching right now have beautiful cars, beautiful houses, and I'm sure you spend the money on the maintenance. You don't just let it fade, okay? And the same thing goes with these women. You have to put the money into them, getting their hair done, getting their nails done, you know, letting them spend the money on their makeup. Who cares? They're doing this for you, period. Whatever else, at the end of the day, yes, they are glamorous, but they're doing it for their man. They want their guy to be proud of them as they're walking down the street, okay? And yeah, it took me 10 years to understand that, but I understand it. I don't want, you know, I want you guys to understand it too. So if you meet one of these women and they ask you, are you a real man? Just say, yeah, I can make decisions. I can take care of my family. My family comes first more than anything. I want my wife to be happy. You remember the saying, guys, happy life, happy wife. All right, we only have let me see, boy, it's almost 6:30 already. I guess it wasn't too hard to talk, huh? Derek wants to know, Joe, if they have children, chances are you will be expected to move to Ukraine until the children are old enough, like 18, to travel without their ex-parents' permission. I don't think that's true, Derek. I think they can actually make a decision when they're in their teenage years. I think once they're under their teenage years, then they need their the permission. But I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, I've met a lot of Ukrainian women. The majority of the men are not in the kid's life. Many times you're not going to run. I would say it's a very small percentage of the women that you're going to meet, you're going to have problems with getting them to sign off on the K2 to get the kids over here. I think of all the years that I've been doing this, I think I've heard of 1 or 2 cases where the guy absolutely would not sign, okay? Even you know, after being bribed. I mean, a lot of guys will take $500 or $1,000 to sign on the dotted line, you know, but I guess those two situations, the guys didn't want, you know, they spend time with their kids. And I respect that. If the guy is spending time, you know, with their kids and they don't want their kids to move, I can respect it. You know, you don't have to be happy about it, but I can respect that. I like Ukrainian ladies because their industries educated and seem to adapt to any type of situation they're in. Yes, that's true. That is so true. Okay, I hope to find someone who will accept a guy who uses a walker and wheelchair. Day to day, we've had guys go over there that, in all forms of life. We've had guys who were blind. We've had guys who were in wheelchairs, who have been on walkers. Just so you know, though, okay, I'm going to give you a heads up here. If you're going to Ukraine with a wheelchair, it's not very wheelchair friendly like it is here. And we actually have laws that you have to have certain wheelchair access. They don't have the same over there. All right, I just wanted to give you that heads up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's about it, guys. That's all the questions. No more questions. Again, guys, I'm sorry I'm not Anna and Dina. Okay, I hope I lived up to, your expectations, even though I'm not them. But again, I want to thank you guys, all you guys who donated to David's widow and children, that GoFundMe account. It really will help them so much. And I want to tell you right now, they want to actually fulfill David's and Nina's wish. They were actually working towards moving the entire family to America so that the kids can have a better, a better life. Nina is still going to fulfill that, and this money is going to go so far. It really will. I thank you so much again. But guys, that's the end of the night, I guess. Sorry, all good things must come to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, if you guys are thinking of going on a tour, do not procrastinate. Do it. Sly, what are you waiting on? Come on. Guys, Sly has been, writing in for the longest time, as far as I can remember. And, he keeps on saying he's going to go on a tour, and I'm still waiting, because he sounds like a fun guy. But the rest of you guys, I hope I see you on tours too. If it's not Ukraine, hey, there's plenty of other countries out there. I hope you guys, hope to see you on one of those tours. But guys, have a good night. See you next Monday. Stay safe.